Hey crafty cuties, welcome back to Paper Terrace and welcome to another 10-minute Tuesday where we're going to work on a project for 10 minutes as a little challenge. And I have a whole playlist of different 10-minute projects that you can do. I think these projects are really great for getting through a creative block or just doing something creative if you have a little bit of time, and then you can always take more time to work on this later when you have more time. Today I did not make an example for you because I haven't made any up yet, but it's a pretty simple concept, but I think it's going to be really fun. And we're going to decorate some little mini file folders. And I have a few different ones here that are die cut out of map paper because I am working on some travel themed, a travel themed journal collection coming up. But these are kind of thin, so I also die cut some out of just some book pages that were a little bit thicker. And I also have some that were from Tim Holtz, like I think it was a collection a long time ago. But I'll give you an idea of size. You can also just so easily make some as your base, like so simple. You just got to be able to cut out a rectangle, fold it in half, add a little tab if you want. So folded, these are about 4.5 inches by 3 inches, something around there. And we're going to be decorating these with a ton of Tim Holtz things. I've been dying to use a bunch that I had in my stash and haven't opened up, so I just grabbed the keepsake and the field notes. I have some collage paper, some stencils, glue, and a few other die cut things. I don't really want to focus on the die cutting or specific supplies for this project because I want you to be able to use what you have. So any kind of embellishments, if you have stickers, wildflower stickers, clear stickers, postage stamp stickers, you can use those types of things. You could do this without, you know, store-bought ephemera as well. You could use napkins in place of collage paper. I have some stamps too. I think I want to start by decorating this one, so we'll start the clock in just a moment here. And just trying to make sure that you can actually see what I'm doing. Okay, so we will stop at about 10 minutes, or 12 minutes, 50 seconds. Okay. So for this first one, I think I want to add collage paper. I'll actually keep it folded. But maybe not covering the whole thing. I'm just gonna get some, where did my, oh yeah, I forgot, this collage paper is actually quite durable, which is probably good, but it doesn't tear too easy. Okay. Well, maybe it does. And yeah, I think I'll just put some kind of on the center here. I don't really have anything in mind for what I'm going for. I just wanted to have some fun with collaging, kind of. Okay, we're going to just spread that glue around. And this is a pretty wrinkled piece, but actually that adds some nice texture. I'll just tear that little piece off that was trying to come off anyways. And then just cut off the excess. How are you guys doing? I hope that you're having a nice week. I'm filming this in advance, a little more than a week in advance, so I don't know what I'm up to at the time that I'm asking you. Okay, let's do some stenciling. I'm just going to use some Distress Oxide ink and Vintage Photo and just one of my favorite stencils. I'm going to try to go over the collage paper a little bit because I feel like that kind of ties everything in together, and then a little bit up at the top. let's see, before I add any embellishments, I think I'll do a little bit of stamping, and I want it to be kind of random. Okay, yeah, we'll do that. I'm gonna use a black ink for this. That I think will do. Fun. And let's see, do I want one more? I was thinking about it, but I think I have some little labels that I also die cut that I might use instead. So I'll just stick to that. Okay. I'm not going to do too much to the insides for these, I don't think. Yeah, I'm just going to focus on decorating the fronts of them. I think that these would be nice to have decorated up, quite a few. You could use them in journals. And then if you wanted to add anything to the inside later, you could. Okay, since I need to go a little quicker than I am, I'm just going to dump out a few of these. Yeah, I'm kind of mixing them up. That's okay. Maybe. I'm just going to kind of pick some, and honestly, I think we're just going to do a little layered front. Feeling kind of indecisive, but I feel like this kind of project is perfect for that because you're not giving yourself too many options, or I don't think you should in these types of projects. Okay, maybe something like that. Or could we go sideways? I think we could, because I want to put a little label up here. I feel like that will look okay. And I'm going to take a stapler. Ooh, I'm going to add in a little bit of cheesecloth. So I'm just going to cut a little piece off from my little area. Let's see here. Take a small little piece here and like stick it between there. I'll hold this up to the camera a bit more once I get everything down. Okay, then I'll just glue this down. Yeah, I'm gonna go more for the center. I think the flower looks okay sideways. I wasn't too sure at first, but I think it works. Okay. That is what we have so far. And then, yeah, like I said, I die cut a few like little labels, and like this one says archive. I was not about to add a die cutting project in a 10-minute video, so that's why I'm saying I didn't want this to be about the die cutting, because you could do this whole project without any die cuts. You don't need anything specific, I guess is what I'm saying. Okay, so I'm just layering a little die cut word that says archive onto this little label. Again, these are really simple little labels and things. Okay, and then I'll just glue this down. You know what? Wait. It has a little spot for two little, oh, I'm gonna grab them and I can't think of the word right now. Anyways, brads. Yes, brads. Just gonna quickly see if I have two little brads. Okay, I found a very small one here. Oof, the problem is I don't usually have two of the same ones. I think I found one though. Okay. Before I glue that down, I'm going to put the brads through so that they don't have to go through the actual folder, if that makes sense. So just trying to fold those up. Oh no, you guys. I dropped it. It was the last one I had. Oh gosh, maybe it's not. I'm sorry, I'm looking now. Oh boy. Okay, well, scratch that. Oh, we're probably almost up for time too. So it's like, wow, I got one done. The thing is I'm trying to put the brad prongs just to one side rather than opening them up so that I didn't have to have you see it, if that makes sense. Okay. Well, kind of messed that up, but that's okay. Because let's be honest, when we're in the craft room, that kind of thing, it's just gonna happen. It's bound to happen. Yeah, I think the brads were a bad idea. They're too thick. I feel like last week I had a problem like this on the 10-minute Tuesday, but yeah, like I said, I'm keeping this stuff in because I don't want to show you an edited, tailored version of a challenge like this and then have you think like, oh, why am I having problems? Why can't I get a 10-minute project done? Something like that, you know, when you can, but there just might be problems and it might not be perfect, and that's okay. There we go. Okay, so I'm gonna make one more and we're probably going over the time limit, but I'm gonna do it a little bit more simple this time. I'm gonna take one of the, okay, I'm gonna take one that I die cut out of the thicker paper, and then I'm actually gonna cut this map paper that should be about the exact size of the front, just because I like how the map paper looks, but I want the thickness of the book page, so. And I will say, if I had made a prototype folder, I probably would have been making this first one, and I would have realized that those brads take too long, which therefore then I could have had a little formula that works well for me, and I could have recreated that. So like, for instance, right now, this one, it's not going to take nearly as long because now I know just focus on kind of the decorating. So even if there's mess ups, I hope that these kind of videos might help you, because then you might actually know what to try, what might work better, etc. Okay. I'm just layering a few pieces on here. Oh no. Have your supplies ready, I guess, because that's the other thing. And then I'll glue this down since my staple decided to run out of staples. Okay, for this one, I just want to add one little final touch, and I think a mushroom would look good. There. Okay. Yes. And just a little bit of stenciling to kind of finish it off, since I didn't start with that. You guys give me feedback. Like, do you like when I keep in the mess ups? Would you rather me start kind of over and have a more tailored like video for you? You just let me know. I'm gonna do one final little stamp and then we'll be done. And I could totally see myself recreating a bunch of this easier version to have on hand for journals or that kind of thing. Okay, here we go. I actually like the second one better anyways. I feel like it's not worth it to fuss with the labels, or at least the brads. I guess the label could look fun, and honestly I could go through my little Tim Holtz pile here and find a little label that could go on that's like quick and easy. So I think that's all. I'm gonna work on a couple more after I turn the camera off. So I have a messy desk, everything's out, I might as well. Thank you guys for hanging out. I appreciate you, and I will see you soon. Bye.